2, 3.
Yeah, that's a plane full of Broncos fans. This was the scene this morning out at DIA. There usually aren't nonstop flights from Denver to Buffalo on United this time of year, so United added them specifically for this game. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel was at the gate as a plane full of Broncos fans took off for Buffalo.
Denver International Airport is filled with destinations to escape the winter cold.
Cancun, I know, huh?
Places that are tempting.
Maui.
For passengers like Tim Thompson.
I think I want to make a detour over there.
Instead, Tim found himself at a gate to the Canadian border. A last-minute decision.
Let's do this. That's exactly what it was.
To watch his Broncos return to the playoffs.
So I jumped on it, and here we are.
United added this flight at the last minute.
Wait, come on, give us an answer.
Going all out.
You got it, Rick Upchurch.
With Broncos trivia and a decked-out airplane.
Yeah, we've got towels, we've got hat, you've got baseball cards, lots of Broncos swag going on to really get that excitement going.
Go Broncos!
At the gate, there were even special boarding requirements.
Hey, Bronco fans only! Whoop, whoop.
Despite those rules from the gate attendant,
Yeah, Buffalo it is.
a few Bills fans like Robert May somehow got tickets.
Yeah, it's going to be miserable.
We'll definitely boo him on the plane. Yeah, we'll say something to the pilot. We'll see if we can get him kicked off.
Dane Erickson and the Sea of Orange boarded the plane to even more fanfare.
Come up and let's hear it one more time for your Denver Broncos.
A flight to a freezing destination made better by the warmth of team spirit. In Denver, Evan Krugel, 9 News.
Guess who else was on that flight? Scotty Gange making his way out to Buffalo there. United also added a nonstop return flight on Monday for everybody who's heading out. Hopefully everyone will also be in a good mood coming home as well. So the Denver Sheriff, as well as the Erie County, New York Sheriff, are getting in on some fun. They're making a little bet. The sheriff in Buffalo is offering to send some of the city's famous La Nova chicken wings if the Broncos get the job done tomorrow. I didn't know that that's what they were famous for there. If the Bills pull off a win, Denver Sheriff Elias Diggins will send Colorado's best steaks out to New York. The Colorado sports world is mourning the death of legendary CU Buffs football coach Bill McCartney. McCartney coached Colorado to its only national football championship back in 1990. He died last night after an 8-year battle with dementia. He was 84 years old. Reaction and tributes from across the sports world have been coming in today. John Treach joining us now. And John, it's really been heartwarming to see everybody come together for Bill.
This afternoon I got to hear several firsthand. And
yeah,
I don't know if there's anybody who's been as impactful over the last half century as Bill McCartney on the Colorado sports world. Bill McCartney was the same man for every audience in every locker room he commanded. And he commanded, relentless, committed, and doing everything possible to set CU on a championship path, and he did it all with integrity. The Hall of Famer changed Colorado and thousands of young men. Coach retired in 1994 after 13 seasons of guiding the Buffs to the golden era of program success. CU won the national title in 1990, unthinkable before then. And they were a mainstay in the top 10 throughout the late 80s and 90s. Coach Mack left the game in his prime to lead Promise Keepers, a bold Christian initiative. This form of leadership sold out stadiums in concert-like fashion. Coach Mack is survived by his family and was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2013. Today, his former QB and assistant remember him with admiration.
Guy was just unapologetic in his commitment to the promises he made those mothers and fathers when he came into your house and said, your son will be safe, he will graduate, and I will make sure that he grows from a boy to a man during his tenure at the University of Colorado.
We said we're going to win it this year, and we started 1-1-1, and if you think about it, we had a 5th down that year, and then won the national championship against Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl, and is one of the memories that I'll never forget. Coach Mack knew what he was doing. Everything that we did, he said, is that going to allow us to win a national championship?
That is the athletic director,
yeah,
who was a young staffer under Coach Mack.
Recruiting coordinator.
Thousands of people impacted, and just got back from those interviews. We'll have a much more thorough tribute tonight at 9.
Sure. And we'll look forward to hearing that, John Treach. Appreciate it. Thank you. Want to take a live look outside in the high country near Loveland Pass? That is what traffic looks like on a Saturday when there is a lot of snow coming down in the high country. Parts of the western mountains are under winter weather advisories today, but the next round of cold is what a lot of people are already focused on. Corey Reppenhagen's joining us this evening. And Corey, I know that next weekend is going to be potentially bitter cold.
Well, the computer forecast modeling, all the simulations over the past about 24 hours have really gotten our attention. As the Arctic blast, we've had several of them already in January, but this one looks like it'll be the apex of all those blasts. So that's coming next weekend. So we've got a lot of stuff to get through before we get to that, including this little storm that we've had going through the mountains today. You can see those showers starting to dissipate, but they'll continue lightly over the course of the rest of the night here, and heavy snow likely still to fall here, as you see down on the I-25 South corridor from about Walsenburg, Colorado City down to the state line and Raton Pass. So here in the Denver metro area, we haven't seen any of those flurries that will still remain possible as we go through the night here. Not likely to see too many of those, though. The winter weather advisories up here in the mountains go until 11 o'clock tonight, and the winter weather advisory down here to our south goes all the way until tomorrow morning. Here's your day tomorrow in Denver. Lots of sunshine, but staying a little cool with those temperatures in the upper to middle 30s. So we stay chilly with low pressure hanging in the area for the next couple of days, but dry and sunny conditions all through the week, all the way to Friday. And that's when the next polar vortex intrusion comes down from the north. And I'll be talking about that a little bit coming up in the forecast.
Corey, thank you. The EPA is pouring $20 million into a new community center in southwest Denver. Politicians and leaders from around Colorado were in Loretto Heights today for the announcement. The nonprofit will use the funds to renovate a 40,000 square foot building at the city's historic Loretto Heights campus. The new center will offer shelter, emergency services, and educational activities for people in the area. The building will also have rooftop solar panels, energy storage, and EV charging stations. The hope is that it'll be a space that offers job training, mental health care, and access to healthy food.
Everyone can just find a safe place to be, that we can all just share this building as a community and walk towards the future, knowing everything, how to protect ourselves from the changing climate.
The funding is part of the community grant program using funds from the Inflation Reduction Act. Colorado wildlife officials are looking to our neighbors up north to help with the state's plan to reintroduce wolves here. Colorado Parks and Wildlife began capturing gray wolves in Canada to reintroduce them back into our state down here in the U.S. The state has entered an agreement with British Columbia wildland officials that allows CPW to capture up to 15 wolves and relocate them to Colorado this year. CPW is working with the Canadian biologists up there to narrow down which region to capture those wolves in. Officials say they will not reintroduce any injured wolves back to Colorado. The plan to bring wolves back to our state has, of course, been extremely controversial and has drawn criticism from ranchers, especially in Colorado's more rural areas. We'll hear more from people both for and against this plan coming up on 9 News at 9 and 10 this evening.